For everything one can imagine, there's a high-end upgrade for people with an appreciation of the finer things in life. Take kitchen knives, for instance, which sometimes sell for thousands of dollars. The most exquisite blades are made from Damascus steel, which is forged using an ancient technique. We met a guy named Johan van Zanten, who's specialized in crafting these precious items. So, what's the Damascus Method all about?
It basically involves stacking different materials, different tool steels. So you have one tool steel, A and B, and you stack it like 8 layers maybe, and you put it in a forge, and you make it white hot, like 1250 degrees Celsius. And you hammer it or you press it, and you make it into one solid piece. So now you have one solid piece of 8 layers. And when you keep hammering it or you keep rolling it, you'll elongate the package, and then you fold it over, and then you will have 16 layers. You can repeat that, go to 32, 64, 128, 256, and that's where you get all the layers.
And the coolest part is that all those layers are actually visible, giving the final product a unique and enigmatic pattern. Achieving this is very complicated, and only a select few individuals in the world have mastered the craft. Johan is one of them. His company, Fanzantin Knives, is located in Amersfoort, the Netherlands, but he has clients all over the globe, who usually have to wait patiently for over a year to get one, as there's a long waiting list for these stylish blades. So, how did Johan get to this point?
I started making knives, and I think I made 14 knives before the first ever knife. I thought, well, this quality is good enough to sell it to somebody for daily use. And a friend of mine, he happened to have an older brother who was a journalist at the Dutch newspaper. So the newspaper came, and I was in the papers, and people started calling, hey, can I get one of your knives? And well, that's when it really started happening, yeah.
Publicity is of course important, but nowhere near as much as quality. Fanzantin Knives are the absolute top of the bill, which is a massive accomplishment, given how challenging and time-consuming the handcrafted pieces are to make. Even someone as experienced as Johan sometimes has failed projects, where a week's worth of work ends up in the trash can.
Unfortunately, it happens, yes. But when I forge a knife in a certain pattern which I've already done, chances are, big chances, everything will go just right, and then it will take me about 60 hours to make one chef's knife. But for instance, I recently tried a new pattern. It took me at least 1.5 weeks only for the forging the Damascus, and at a certain point I was cutting the whole billet up, and I was almost finished, and I saw there were a few bad spots in the middle of the blade, and well, that was the point that I had to scrap. I had to scrap 4 blades at once and start over, so yeah, it happens.
But when all goes as planned, he does manufacture the most stunning knives with the mysterious Damascus pattern.
Most people who will, for the first time, look at a forged Damascus blade will question themselves, where does this pattern come from? Is it etched, or is it even painted on it, or what is it? And then I tell them, no, it's all the way through. If I would cut a little piece off it, there would be a new pattern underneath it. So it's very hard to imagine how it came into existence, and I think that's part of the mystery behind the steel.
While the steel is what makes the pieces so unique, the handles are very beautiful as well. Take this blue one, for example.
Well, this is the first time I used Yuma L14. This is an artificial material, and I really liked it because of its vivid, bright blue colors, and it has this luster to it, this special light reflecting material.
But things can always be more special, like what about a fossilized handle?
This is real cool material. This is 15,000 years old. This is the molar of a mammoth. This is not finished yet, but this is a blade in the works. So for the combination, the customer was looking for bolsters made of gold, and then there's the red mammoth. So this will be the combination, and in the end the black lines will be a lot more black.
We'd like to call these blades priceless, but that just wouldn't be true. For the right amount of cash, you can have one in your kitchen.
The price of this is my most sold knife, which is 3,200 euros. And this is stainless are all more expensive. This one, if I recall correctly, is 5,000. But I have to look it up in my brochure.